you still run away, break hearts, save the day, restart? Be the way so dark, can't you see what's going on? You just lie so long, can't deny you're wrong. Feeling I all gone, I just wanna go alone. I'm just trying to prove that I'm the best. I don't do it for the money, for the cause or for the checks. I got way too many people trying to put me through the test. I'm just feeling really good about myself without the rest. What you saying, what you saying, what you feeling? Coming back home slowly. What you saying, what you saying, what you feeling? So baby, let me know how I lost control. So long, can't deny you're wrong. Feeling I all gone, I just wanna go alone. I'm just trying to prove that I'm the best. I don't do it for the money, for the cause or for the checks. I got way too many people trying to put me through the test. I'm just feeling really good about myself without the rest. What you saying, what you saying, what you feeling? Coming back home slowly. What you saying, what you saying, what you feeling? So baby, let me know how I lost control.
through bot lane. Baron buff is gone at this point. Xayah trying to clear away while she can. Really the only way clear they have at the moment.
Oh, this Thresh cannot miss.
Thresh does find the Q on the Maokai. Maokai does get to walk away, not have to walk away. If I'm CBT, I'm waiting on bot lane turret a little bit too long. I would send one person to the mid lane. It is 4v3. Tower has not fallen yet. Zed does fell the turret. He goes in, he ults. Xayah falls. Who's going to the next one? We have 2 low. Maokai and Rakan are going to fall. Aatrox is here to clean up, and he's going to immediately target. Vanguard falls. Zed is killed by the Vanguard, but he does die immediately to Wukong. Quadra kill for the Zed. It is an ace, and I believe that is going to be the end of game 1.
Oh yeah, there's no way they can stop this. Quadra kill to finish out. He finishes 15-2-4. Wow, what a game!
You know, they target banned the mid lane in the first 3 bans, and no one wants spotted themselves.
Yeah.
This man is named I Smurf Zed. Maybe we should ban Zed. No, they don't, and it is detrimental to them. Baby Cage does come out. J4 very scared. He's not going to get knocked back or stunned. He looks for the fly onto the Vanguard. His ultimate comes out. Or an ultimate. The second part finally goes through, but is it enough as J4 falls first? Ornn very low on the back line. Ari getting found. She has to flash away. Ornn falls. Cassante low, but still going in. He says, I tank, I don't care. Helios falls. It is a triple kill. Quadra kill for Xayah and an ace, and that is the end of game 2. CBT completes the 2-0. Absolutely insane finish.
Wow.
Very well played, both sides, but CBT was just a little bit better on the field.
CBT excel ending the game 10-0-5. And out farming and playing it perfect. Very impressive.
45 CS lead, 50% KP, no deaths.
Everybody, welcome to the LXC. I probably should have did like LXC or something weird like that, but it doesn't matter because I have Astro on my other side. We are going to be bringing you a very important game tonight. Emphasis on very important. Tonight we have Baron Buddies versus TD Bring Your Own Braum, and here are the implications of said game. Now, listen carefully. Come on, gather around the fire. Gather around the fire. Gather around the fire. So, if Baron Buddies 2-0, they clinch first. Yeehaw. But if they go 1-1, then this is about to get real awkward. Details to come later. I don't know. Blame Soul. He's the one that told me. If they lose in BYOB 2-0s next week, they clinch first. That is what is on the line here for this series. And Astro, we're in for a banger.
Oh, yes, we are. Baron Buddies going up against Bring Your Own Braum. And the question is, are we finally going to see Braum?
Well, I mean, actually, thinking about it now, yeah, it is a possibility because the pairing of Kog'Maw Braum has been making rise in priority throughout solo queue and even in some competitive leagues as well. So this is going to be very interesting, me says. So on the one hand, it's like that is a possibility, but there are, picks that can go against it as well. So, just draft. We just have to wait and see what happens when draft goes on, blah, blah, blah. We got some time for us. We got some time for draft, and not right now at this very moment, but it's been a hot minute since I've seen you, Astro. How have you been, man?
Oh, the work schedule's been kind of crazy. I think I put in 180 hours in the last 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, what?
How about you?
Well, I haven't put 180 hours in, but I put about 90. I mean, also in the IT world. For those of you who don't know, we both work IT, not at the same job, but we both work IT. So we scream every time people think they know things about computers. It's great.
And we start the question with, have you turned it on and back off?
See, y'all think it's a meme, but that is the absolute truth. The absolute freaking truth. Because that is actually a solution that will fix things. But this is not the time to talk about computers. We are waiting to get started with draft. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be starting that shortly here. Looks like we are getting some things about low volume.
So while we're fixing that
Interesting.
particular issue, let's talk about this particular matchup. Anything standing out to you, good sir, before we go into draft?
Not to me in particular. Actually, I do need to bring up the stats page as I was thinking about it. I had the rosters up and not the stats, so that is my fault. But in terms of Baron buddies, I mean, all around, I mean, they're just really good. This is the reason why they're at the top of the league, which makes a lot of sense. So it's just they have to be on their toes, be very vigilant, play it as proactive as they are, and then they can easily take the series. Now, I will say easily, because I don't want to be like too easy, because I would prefer, not a too easy of a series for them. Make it hard for them, TD Braum. I do believe that y'all can do this. Make it hard for them. Make them uncomfortable. Put them in uncomfortable situations, and that is how you win games. Force teams in uncomfortable situations. It looks like we're getting ready to start draft here in a little bit, so I'm pretty stoked for that one. And so we're on patch 12.13 now. Or sorry, wow, whoa, 13.13. My apologies. So it's kind of interesting because we had a lot of not item changes, but we had quite a few changes that came in with some of the items, meaning the most crucially the static shiv nerfs, the nerfs that everyone has been waiting on. And I will be completely honest with you, I'm glad it happened. It was made to where it actually fits the people who it's actually meant to build, like some of the AD carries. Yasuo, I will put in quotes, even though it's banned away. And then a huge Morgana ban coming out as well from TDBYOB, knowing that I think, if I remember correctly, I do think they do play in the jungle, which is kind of fun. It's pretty obnoxious to deal with, can clear pretty fast, interestingly enough. I mean, Morgana's a very weird and good champion, but Ornn and Milio being taken off the table, Milio being the strongest support in the game, I will say. Yes, I will very confidently say strongest support in the game. Nautilus also being taken off the table as well, and Nunu being taken away also. I've only seen a lot of really hardcore AP Dark Harvest Nunu because I play a lot of ARAM, so, not worried about where that's going because that would be tank anyways. But Xayah being up the first pick here, which I find really interesting. You're picking it blind. You're kind of showing your hand a little bit, like, this is what we want to do. We're going to try to play through her. So whether or not BYOB gets some really good responses as a result of that, first off is the Maokai. Maybe you take away the Rakan, or you're confident enough to play against Intuit. Something to kind of consider as the draft goes on. There are quite a few picks they can go for. I mean, also Maokai is a flex pick, and Jhin being hovered. Okay, I played a lot of Jhin recently, so I'm kind of hyped for if this pick does end up going through. Are you going to do it? 3 seconds left, 2 seconds. They're still hovering it. They might switch last second or not. Okay, so they go ahead and go with the Jinx, who is still in a really strong place right now as well. Pretty good to be able to keep up with the attack speed of the Xayah as well, as long as she doesn't get rooted. I think just Jinx kind of wins out in trades, especially with the Rockets coming through. Now, BB, you have options here. You already know what you're going. Okay. Interesting. Seraphine's not a pick we see very often, right, Astro?
I don't really think we've seen her a lot in terms of this league. Seraphine has been making a comeback. I've seen on the rank queue. I'm seeing her a lot
on
more.
Driven.
But it can also be a flex mid. I don't know if Jester's a big Seraphine player.
I do not
on that side. I don't think so.
I will check right now. So Kuro is right now. It doesn't look like mainly plays assassins, which is why.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Ari, the Akali, the Zed, mainly what they run mid. So I wouldn't be expecting that to be a flex mid, but we do see the Viego coming out.
Yeah. Viego, I will go on a whole 10-minute rant about how that champion is not fair for the game, and I will not go into that right now at this very moment. I just think that he's unfair, but here we go. They're targeting that mid lane Koro for sure. The Zed being taken off the table, so they're, taking away some of those really strong assassin picks. Probably Akali probably taken off the table as well. Syndra being taken away. Ari is another option, being taken away. You are probably right that this Seraphine could potentially go mid lane. It's kind of one of those like hit or miss type deals where it's like you could do it, but probably given that you're looking to set up this Jarvan for these really disgusting cataclysms versus Seraphine ultimates to kind of trap everyone into a pit, funnel on the Xayah ultimate, and maybe you have a nice little like pool of nonsense that you're gonna put onto the enemy team, especially with how immobile this Jinx is now. Maokai can kind of get out. Viego definitely can get out, and he cannot, but is still a pretty solid pickup. she's kind of been falling out of favor a little bit for other picks at the moment, but I think that's because when Shiv was as strong as it was, that's why those champions were prioritizing some of those other picks. Teams rather prioritizing other picks, but her being picked up, not terrible. I actually still like the Annie pick. She's still the best assassin in the game for me. Right now they could pick their top lane and mid lane. I would put an asterisk because we could potentially see 0 seconds. Maybe so Vex is actually going to be the mid lane, another assassin. Cool. Okay. I like where this draft is potentially going so far. They got a lot of engage with Vex and Jarvan and Seraphine off rip, so they just need another tank, I think, to go in the top lane, and I think they'll be fine from there. But so far, how are you expecting this draft to round out, especially with the support pick still looming for TDBYOB?
Well, it's interesting because I would have thought they left the Akali there and they would have played the Akali into the Annie and something to dive onto the Jinx, but instead opt for the Vex, which does have an easier laning phase. Kind of interested to see what direction now they're going to go for bot here. Are they going to flex that Maokai? Or are they going to Viego top?
Okay, so they are going to flex the Maokai, most likely going to be Maokai support, or, I mean, I used to play with a friend who used to do Poppy support, so that is actually a potential possibility.
Support. Yes, it is not the easiest of matchups into Azaya Seraphine, but you can run the Poppy support.
Absolutely.
It's rough going early. It is not a pleasant early game experience for the Poppy.
A lot of frontline, though, on the side of TDBYOB, naturally. You know, Poppy, Viego, I say it in quotes, because you build more Bruiser, but Maokai for sure will be a tank coming into this game. Now, on the other side, for BB, they have Jarvan and Malphite. Well, Malphite, arguably one of the second best tank in the game behind Sion, because Sion is Sion. But you see a lot of top lane matchups picking the Malphite because he has that go button of the unstoppable force. Just unless you don't have quick fingers, you are going to die and get blown up by the side of Baron buddies if they, play all their engage tools right. So I'm looking forward to that. This should be a pretty spicy game. This should be going into draft very shortly, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so it looks like their coaching has done some scouting ahead of time. They banned all the popular ones. And speaking of coaching, Coachify GG is a new platform for esports coaches, tracks your students, gets you to help grow your business. If you need some assistance, that is our sponsor down below. You can go to Coachify GG and get some assistance with your coaching needs. So
So he had the actual lines we're supposed to say for that scripted thing. I was gonna make one up, but then I was told that we're not allowed to do that. So unfortunately, you don't get to hear my unhinged, unscripted Coachify sponsored message. So sad.
I do like this matchup, though. It will be really, really interesting to see. Because there's a lot of go buttons. You already mentioned the Malzahar, the Vex can go, the Jarvan can go. You got the Seraphine Charm for follow-up. It is a very, very good, strong team. But then you have the disengage buttons from the Poppy. You've got the Poppy ult. You've got the Annie ult. You've got the Maokai ult. There's a lot of different ways this fight can play out. And I cannot wait to get on the Rift to see this fight.
I agree. It's going to be a little awkward because I think it does look like Poppy is kind of in a weird spot because the only ones she can really stop coming fully in is Jarvan because she can't stop the Malphite. She can stop Jarvan. She can stop, I believe, I don't think she can stop the Vex ult either. So there's really only one person she can absolutely stop into going in for their hard engage, and that's the Jarvan. So maybe it's something that they're big braining on the side of TDBYOB that we're not seeing, and we'll see it in game. But obviously, that's what scouting is for, and that's what that's what scrims are for. That's what coaches do. They help their teams formulate these concoctions of drafts. Unless you're G2 at the end of a season and you're undefeated and you just draft random bullcrap because you can. So there's that. But this is something that that is going to be a very interesting game. So it is going to be Malphite, Poppy in the top lane. So that's going to be spicy, very, very spicy. And I'm looking forward to where this game could go. I don't know where this game will go at all, to be completely honest with you. Normally in my head, I'm this is a clear winner for this draft. But honestly, I don't know. This is going to be a hard one for me. I will know probably by the time like laning phase starts, that's when I'll probably come up with a prediction. But right now, I've got nothing. This is going to be close because these are the top 2 teams on this side of the bracket. So I'm looking forward to where this could potentially go. This again has lots of playoff implications, so things could get weird depending on how this goes. So like I said, remember 2-0 Baron buddies, boom, easy peasy, first place, done. We don't have to talk about it. 1-1, things get weird. If they get O2'd and then TDBYOB 2-0s next week, they get first. So I think we need to start doing like a foldy sheet. You know how the LEC does a foldy sheet? We should start doing that for next year. So, and also predictions are live. So
Predictions are live, guys. A couple things to keep a watchful eye on the leaderboards. On the KDA, BB and TDBYOB operating 6 of the 10 spots on the top 10 KDA leaderboard. We got our top killers here. Kuro's in second. Spawn of Hell's third for BB. Then they've got Ultra Guilty on there. TD's got Zill69 on that board. Just up and down, 1s and 2s on this one. So I am expecting fireworks. I want to see action and blood.
yes, me as well. And all right. You remember my favorite game I like to play? Are you ready to predict what Dragon Soul we're gonna get? I want Inferno for this game personally.
I want Inferno. I do actually want to see Inferno. That's
Okay.
that's what I'm going with.
Then we're both going Inferno. Let's do it. All right. So, draft is done here in client. We're going to go ahead and go to spec delay. So, we will be back very shortly. And by shortly, I mean about 3.5 minutes. And then we'll return for game 1 between these 2 banger of a teams. See you guys later. welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Game 1 between Baron Buddies and TD Bring Your Own Braum. Yeehaw, as I will say. 36 seconds in right now. We got a little bit of a stance going on. I think they saw Seraphine go into that bush. Yeah, they definitely did. They're aware of it, and they're going to go in on
here we go. Ember the Flame. He doesn't want to be there. He's going to get locked up. He's going to get rooted. He is going to burn his flash right away. On the other side, little posturing there, but a little noteworthy that the flash was used there pretty quickly from.
Yeah, I 100% think they saw her walk into the bush, which is kind of unfortunate for her. And being as immobile as she is, yes, she does have exhaust, and yes, she does have a root, but she doesn't have like any active dashes where she can kind of just yeetily dee her way out of awkward situations. And Annie, okay, never mind. I thought Jester was gonna go ahead and get caught there, but we're all good. They're now pinging out. And pings, there will be vision dropped on the other side of the jungle. But in the meantime, it looks like Malphite, Maokai, gotta love that. Malphite decided he wanted to drop a vision near the Raptors, which makes sense. Jarvan will start on the bot side of the map, along with Viego as well. So both these junglers might be aware of each other, where they are in a little bit here. Actually, no, they will not, because there is no vision on the other side of the jungle. So this will be very peculiar if Jarvan decides to pull anything cheeky. Very interesting, but
I don't think he'll go with that. I think he'll go.
I don't think so either, because I don't know if his lanes will get prio entirely. I mean, Annie gets resets on the Q when she kills a minion, basically. Poppy is Poppy, and it's gonna be kind of weird, I think, for the first little bit. And it doesn't look like Jarvan's gonna go opting for the full clear instead of what I thought and would end up being. And we're just gonna go ahead and relax for a couple of minutes. Just gonna farm it up. Jarvan here on the Raptors, Viego on the Wolves. They're both going for full clears, it looks like. That ward should be... Never mind, we're going in.
Okay, he's gonna root and land the root on top, get knocked back there. They're gonna put a little bit of chip damage on his eye, get her down to about half. And they're gonna turn around. Wow, I think Jinx didn't realize Maokai had walked away a little bit, took a little bit more damage than they wanted there. And yeah.
So this is going to be some
little posturing here. Now, the top side is going to be interesting because Poppy wants to push this early. Poppy knows that he's got an advantage here if he wants to take a fight for a bit. So he will see some posturing here. He is going to land another Q. And then we do see the flash there from the Malphite. So, yeah, a little bit of a weird matchup for Malphite early on. Usually after level 3, he's fine. But with Poppy, he's going to have to watch himself till he gets his ultimate and gets... He might kill him if he gets too saucy here. Yeah, if Poppy decides to flash a Q, this is gonna be really bad for him.
I'm like tense a little bit, but one thing I wanted to highlight that happened a little bit ago is I'm getting champion names confused already. Viego, way confused. Viego completely avoided that ward at the Raptors. You see he completely skipped his Raptors, so he did not even do them. This back will probably be stopped here just to be an annoyance, so that's the classic. But Malphite does want to reset here and TP back, but he will not be able to. Viego and Jarvan are kind of flirting with each other in the river. Who gets the crab? No smites.
Jarvan is going to land a Q, is going to follow up, land a flag and drag. However, Annie is coming to help. Jarvan knows that he needs to get out, although he wasted his flag and drag early.
Oh, no, not the
Now we're switching bottom. The Maokai is going to sit there and get his himself on top of the Seraphine, say hello, and then walk away. Unfortunately, get to see what happened when the Vex walked up from behind, but we do see the Vex just sit there. The Jarvan was able to mosey on away. Vex with the hello to Viego trying to steal the Scoto Crab, but unfortunately unsuccessful there. So... we do see Jinx is getting pretty low here and out of mana, so we might see an all-in from the Zion. Nope, we see the Maokai going in. Gonna land the root, gonna knock him towards Jinx, gonna flash away. Ooh, that was close. That was really close.
Indeed, very, very much really close. And Zion ended up having to burn the flash after that. The heal was also burned as well, along with the ignite. So, overall, the state of the map right now at the moment is Jarvan had to burn his flash, which is something that we need to highlight from earlier. That's something that could be pretty crucial as the game goes on, or not for the next 3.5 minutes probably at this point. And Viego's here topside, actually.
Viego come inside. Poppy's going to land him into the wall. Going to be fight. He's got no flash on the Maokai, on the Malphite. He's fixing to take it. Who are they going to give it to? The Viego is going to nope, the Poppy takes the first blood and says, thank you, Viego, for coming to help. That was set up from earlier from the level 3 flash that got wasted and burned top. So just a continuance of that. And well done from the Viego running over there.
Now, do they do this again? Probably not. I think at this point, they're just like, all right, we'll put you in the tower. He has no TP. We'll lose this entire wave. Now, funny enough, I wanted to kind of, funny enough, like, highlight just a second, like, even though that, like, he's up a little bit of CS, still down 300 gold after that first blood. We're just going to take a look at the gold from across the map right now at the moment. So, as you can see, it's pretty even pretty much across the board, except in the top lane at the moment. I mean, there's no like clear advantages anywhere across the map, minus the top lane. This Poppy though gonna be that frontline threat, and funny enough, we're seeing a Poppy top because I literally just watched the NACL game from Disguised Toast team, and Fake God was playing one of his signature picks in that Poppy top, and he actually popped off on it as expected. But we got some subs being pinged out in the bot lane. Looks like they want to try and fight here soon. I mean, not sure if that's a good idea considering the Jinx does still have the flash. I mean, she can get out of the situation, you know, pretty, I won't say easily, but like pretty confidently. But we got some weirdness happening here on the mid side.
Jarvan is coming around. He has used a sweeper, and he knows he's been spotted out. We do see the Maokai coming around on the other side there to get in position on the Vex.
Malphite's here
Viego
too.
hiding. This is fixing to get real spicy real quick. We do see here comes the root, landed, knocked back, and then the follow up from the flag and drag from the Jarvan. There goes the poor Vex, but the return from the Viego on a kill on the Malphite, and they're still attacking this poor little Jester who can't run. The Annie gets flag and drag, catches both the Annie and then to finish up on the Maokai. So cheeky little gank play there that kind of backfired there. Not what I was expecting.
Not what I was expecting there either. I mean, they should have known that something was up. I mean, Malphite wasn't showing in the top lane, so I'm surprised that they still went for that play. I mean, Baron Buddy's immediately swinging the gold, already more than 1,000 up after just that play alone. Malphite now with 2 kills, so we're just gonna go ahead and say, yep, now he's ahead in gold, so there's that. And it's just absolutely insane, just like how they just that little bit of a stumble in the top lane, and Malphite's like, screw top lane, I'm gonna go mid, gets 2 kills, Jarvan also gets a kill, and they're kind of off to the races now at this point. They just have to keep their gold lead, just keep up the momentum that they're building. Poppy here now is kind of make a play.
Poppy's going to come back, and he's going to land the ult. The Poppy's smart move from the Poppy to walk around and then dash in to get the stun against the wall, securing the kill. Really good adjustment from that Poppy coming in like that. Really helped that Annie out. And now he's going to walk back to lane and say, haha, I also have 2 kills.
Absolutely. I mean, these top laners are just making moves around the map, and we love to see it. It's something you typically don't see. You'll just hear about the top laners are only in an island the entirety of the game, but not in this case. These two teams know what's on the line, so they know that if they need to make a play, they will send everybody to do it. They will literally send the whole team to go ahead and do it, but they're pinging out the Annie right now. But as we're here in the bot lane, Seraphine is half HP. In a really risky position, I think. She's level 5, so she doesn't have ultimate yet, so kind of looking a little dicey there, but kind of just seeing where we are right now, like overall. Viego making a move up to the top side, and I don't think Malphite does have flash, so never mind, we're going everywhere.
We're going back on the top. It looks like the Viego is going to come in there with the Poppy. The Malphite ults to run away. Viego flashing on top, but he's not going to chase after landing his combo. Very interesting turn of events up there up top, burning a lot of ults. The Malphite, though, eventually is forced to back. However, he's already back to farming, and more poke damage down here on bottom. And I can't believe the Malphite stayed to try to push this lane.
I'm kind of not surprised. Poppy didn't have that much mana, so he knows he's in a safe position and knows the jungler is not here at the moment. As you can see, the ward in the river. Granted, there is not one in the tri-bus, but that probably doesn't matter as much right now at the moment. You just need to make sure that you know where Viego is at all times. Bot lanes are resetting here. We should be close to item points or not. Okay, I actually thought we were... Oh, I was way wrong. Never mind. So 1,300 gold for both.
Annie is trying to run away. She's seen the Jarvan show up. The Vex flew at her, but then backed off. The Jarvan is going to flash and flag and drag on top, securing the kill on the Annie. Now going to work on the Viego. The Viego is going to fall down to the double kill of the Jarvan. Meanwhile, we have the Poppy here saying hi to the Malphite. The Malphite is on the run. He knows his ult is still down. He is going to cue him into the wall, say hello. Poppy getting a solo kill. And that's number 3 and the shutdown on the Malphite.
Yeah, that's a really good shutdown, and looks like Liv decided to pick up a double kill just because he can. So there's that one. So Jarvan now 3-0 in a really good spot. Going to be getting close to that Gore Drinker, I believe, if not already having it by the time he finishes this next clear.
He should have that back on this clear. I can't imagine he won't.
Okay, that's fair. Just trying to do the math in my head about Gore Drinker, and you know how it is. Just trying to do all the item different, or the math for all the items and whatnot is obnoxious. All right, now I already have a minor disagreement with the option in the build here. For the builds. I'm kind of
I was wondering when you were gonna see that.
The Rod of Ages being built on the Annie, which I get is for like tankiness and whatnot, and like, you know, having some, not exactly sustain, but just being able to survive in lane and survive some of this burst that they do have. However, I do believe Annie fares better when she builds more of just a straight damage build, you know, going with the Ludens so she can threaten to blow up the Xayah and the Seraphine at all times. You know, follow that up by probably Shadow Flame second, because I'm noticing these bursty champions decide to go Void Staff, or not Void Staff, Ludens into Shadow Flame into Void Staff, and they're pretty much dealing pretty close to what will be like true damage at that point. Trading here in the mid lane, Jester will unfortunately take the end of it. I mean, like I said, the Rod is gonna be okay for like the in like avoiding some of the bursts that they have. I'm just not a fan of it. It is a decent adaptation, but we'll have to see how well it fares out as the game goes on. I could already spoil it and say probably not well, but I'm gonna refrain from saying anything. But I prefer the full damage Annie build personally.
I'm with you. Fun little fact for those watching today: Annie's ult has the single highest scaling of any ability in League of Legends.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Rygar was good. Hey man, play some Annie. I'm telling you, I'm literally telling you, everyone in Twitch chat, I might be just saying some random bullcrap and you don't have to listen to me. But Ludens, Shadow Flame, Void Staff, if you're far enough ahead, Deathcap, Zanyas, you literally can just flash ulti people and blow them up. It is hilarious, and that's why I say Annie is the best assassin in the game. There you go. That's why you need to do that. But here in the bot lane, we have Jarvan here. He has the Rift Herald, so they're probably looking to drop it here soon. The timer should be almost out, I think. Looks like almost more than, almost 3/4 of the way. So about a minute and a half it should be, and they're prepping for this.
If he does flag, he does ult and Cataclysm on top of Jinx. Flash. The team is following up. The Maokai ult is too late. Damage comes out. Down goes the Jinx. And yeah, now we're going to see Herald summon here. We're going to try to see if we can get this tower finished off. See if they can push this real quick. It looks like it probably will.
I think this should be the tower. It should be pretty. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but it does get a lot of plays gold. Maokai is here. Viego is on the way down. As we're back here on the top side as they're training. But nope, never mind. We're going back bot. They don't get the tower, do they?
They don't get the 10. No, that's gonna fall. Meanwhile, Malphite and Poppy are still trading blows. Poppy says, "You don't want to stay here." Malph says, "No, I can stay around. I know where my jungle's at. I know where your jungle's at. We're good."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So they can go ahead with this, get this play, make the play to push the lane in. There we go. Get a good comfortable spot. Really low here. Okay, gonna go ahead and get the reset. The teleports are unleashed, by the way, and this next Drake is up in the next 26 seconds. It is a Hex Tech Drake. I would like to point out that we were wrong, and the first Drake was Infernal.
We were wrong. Right off the bat, when Jarvan took that Infernal, I cried.
That's kind of the story of my life, to be fair. I do the same exact thing in Risen as well, where we'll predict what Dragon Soul we get, and me and the other color commentator will always get the first one wrong, and then our play-by-play gets like every single one of them right, and we don't know why or how. He's just too good, I guess.
So a little cheeky play here from the Malphite, hiding in the bush, waiting for Poppy to push the lane, and says, "Thank you for pushing the lane. Now I can hold it here." Very smart. Very, very smart there from Spawn to do that. Now he knows that he can hold the lane and freeze the wave there, and now Poppy is either forced to go back or to try to roam, which looks like this is exactly what the Poppy's doing. He's roaming down here, try to get for dragon posture. I don't think this is gonna work a second time. I'm fairly certain he knows it. He's just gonna wait there with the Viego, but they are gonna posture over to this dragon here momentarily and see if they can't make a pick in the meantime.
That, and they're kind of like trying to like force Poppy to go back top lane. As you can see, Malphite is now pushing that lane in up there. They really want to make a play on this girl right now. I mean, I get it that Kuro is one of the strongest players like on the team, and never mind.
Did you
we're
see the
just gonna
Malphite?
fight.
He is going to land on top. The Annie is going to come from behind. Land it. The teleport is coming in. The Vex does
my
get
god!
to the wall. Lands the ultimate on 3. And wow, the Xayah is able to clean out the Viego. Damage coming out onto the Poppy. They're able to root and get the Annie, but little Maokai is going to run away, and so is the Jinx. But the double kill comes at a really good time on that Xayah. Really, really solid play there from that Vex to avoid the damage and then come back in, landing the Fear on 3, and then the cleanup from the Flag and Drag and this Xayah, and then the Charm from the Seraphine is just very, very good positioning for Baron Buddies and earn themselves a dragon.
I'm just gonna say that that's the wombo combo I was talking about. They put the Jarvan ult, then the Seraphine ultimate, and then the Vex whatever can fear everybody. We have objective bounty 60 minutes in the game, and also it's Ocean Soul this game, which is kind of whack. But I mean, that was such a good ult from not just Kuro or Ember, just from everybody except Malphite because he's a scrub and was busy in the top lane, loser. But
he is going to get a tower though. Poppy's not able to get back in time, so I mean, he did take a tower.
I rescind my statement. You did well, Spawn. I'm just kidding, anyways. But it's okay. All good on the side of Baron Buddies. They're in full control of the game right now. At the moment, they have 2 Drakes, which will amount to an Ocean Soul in the next 10 minutes. And then from there, I mean, it's just kind of, like I said, keep the momentum going. They swung the gold lead 1,000 in their favor several minutes ago when they got that cheeky little fight in the. Oh goodness, we're trading here in the top side, but I don't know if this is really worth still going for. I mean, she has teammates arriving, but I think he knows and will respect the fact and back off. Never mind, he's still going.
He is coming. He did not respect enough. The E comes out. The knockup comes up, stunning the wall, and then he ults over the wall and says, "I'm leaving now."
Yep, that sounds about right. That's kind of what Malphite does. Gets in a good position, yeetily beats his way out of there, and then that's it. And that's just how that champion is. Plus, you know, with his tank stats, he's so tanky already anyways, having the Frozen Fist done. So he's not looking to, like, hardcore, what's the word I'm looking for? Just get blown up easily. They're not going to be able to blow him up. I'm going to go ahead and check item points as we're now 17 minutes in the game. We have mythics for everyone except for the support on the side of TDBYOB, and the AD carries do not have mythics yet either. Because remember, Kraken Slayer is not a mythic anymore.
Kraken is not a mythic, sir. That is correct.
Yep. So that's something that everyone needs to keep in mind now. Kraken is not a mythic. You can build Gale Force and mythic in the same game, which I've done before. It is stupid. I like it. But now we just have to consider getting these AD carries to a stronger point. Xayah's already 3-0. She's in a good spot. I'm assuming going for Gale Force, I would think. We'll have to wait and see as we go on. The Rift Herd will also be taken as well. They do see it, but there's nothing they can really do about it. It will fall to the side of Baron Buddies. Who picked it up? Okay, Jarvan picked it up. And whether or not what they do with it at this point, it's kind of up to them. There's no inner tower or outer towers anywhere on the side of the map for bring your own Braum, so they're probably going to be looking to drop this before the next Drake and then create some pressure there in whatever lane they decide. Most likely mid lane. That's kind of the play nowadays, is drop it in the mid lane before the second Drake. Get over there, take control, take the Drake. Boom, it's gone. That's just how it goes.
Don't like the fact that here we have a situation where Xayah does have the 3 kills. She's got that over the Jinx, and she's gonna rush her second item. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they sit on the Herald, wait for Baron, push mid, and try to get the Baron with the Xayah having that advantage over the Jinx, and she's gonna be about an item ahead by the time that happens. So that might actually be what they go for. We'll have to see if they're gonna try to get the vision around it in the next 30 seconds to make that happen.
I agree. In a minute and a half till the next Drake as well. This will be soul point for Baron Buddies if they decide to get it. Looks like Crackpot is going to take the scuttle to kind of give them a little bit of leeway, so that way they know. No towers taken on the other side right now for TDBYOB. They're looking pretty dire at this moment, and not saying that, like, you know, they're completely out of this game yet. It's only 5,000 gold, barely. It is very, I will say the famous Double If word, because you can't say the T1 special, as Double If says, comebackable. Not winnable, comebackable. That's what he says. But it is still relatively close, I would say. 5,000 is not anything to kind of scoff at, though. You just gotta look at where your item points are. Okay, so it's quick blades that's Zaya build. Okay, but you need to make sure, especially on whichever side of the rift you are, like for Baron buddies, keep the momentum, keep up the pressure, keep your vision in check. I'm looking at the visions number right now, and they're kind of
Hang
low.
on, they gonna. I thought they spotted that Seraphine. They're gonna push it out. The Zaya's in a very weird spot. She's gonna come back around here, and then they do drop the Herald, but it doesn't do anything. So kind of an interesting. I don't know if they thought Seraphine was gonna stay with them, but they almost put themselves in a bad spot. But they just kind of walk away and just wasted the Herald. So we just see kind of more of the same at this point. We do see, however, Malphite is going to get spotted out there real quick, and they are going to have to retreat here. Wait a second. It'll be interesting to see if we're fixing to see a Wombo combo. If the Vex can make it back in time, the Zaya is in position. There's just a little posturing going on, a little poke from the Seraphine onto the Poppy, getting the Poppy a little bit of a health. We do see the flag coming out, the flag and drag. The Malphite ult follows up on top. The Vex is going in, is going to delete the Maokai, and he is going to follow back on the Jarvan. The Viego is just going crazy here, but the Zaya just double kills and deletes the Viego. Now we're seeing the chase on the Poppy, the Malphite, the Vex, the Fear's coming out, and we have the Ace from BB. Really good team fight there. That Wombo combo, you're right. It's getting hard to deal with for them to really get Poppy in a position to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I won't fault the Poppy pick. I know we kind of said in draft it might be a little weird, but like, it's not her fault that that Baron buddies just have a really gross Wombo combo. They did it again. Like, look at all the ultimates that were used. Every single one of them were used. They used the Malphite ult, Jarvan ult first, then they used the Malphite ult. Which, fun fact, both of those are already almost up again. Oh, we're fighting here in the mid lane.
Here we go in the middle. Still a tree versus a Malphite. Not a really good fight for the tree when he's 3 levels down on the Malphite. I'm not certain he wants to take that fight, but he was making a game of it. We do see the position there is now going to try to get a little bit of vision on this Baron because they're not going to be in a really good spot here in a second to contest it. And again, just bleeding more gold. Now we got a 7k gold lead, and Poppy's the one that's got all the kills. Poppy's going to take a 2v1 fight. Vex is going to land a spear. Poppy's already at a quarter health. Malphite and just slugfesting around. It looks like Poppy is going to get another Q off, but Poppy is not able to get the damage onto the Vex that he needed, and the Poppy will die there. So now we got a 5v4 scenario, and Ping's going out for Barons here.
Well, I mean, Zaya has 2 items, so they should get through this relatively quickly. Now, I've seen some nonsense. They don't know Viego's over the wall yet.
They don't know Viego's there. They're still waiting. They still have the Maokai to come in here, maybe scare him with a...
They do this, right?
the Malphite jumps over the wall, and then sends... Viego is able to flash back away from the Malphite, but now Viego's running for his life from this Malphite. Is he going to catch him? No, he's going to turn around, go back the other way. Baron secured. Scuttle secured, and he might get a tower, but he'd be looking real strong in these team engagements.
Okay, so I think they had an inkling that he was over the wall. I didn't see a ward, did I? Oh, there is one right here. So they did see him on this ward.
They saw a corner of him, and Malphite just flashed him, just ulted right on top of him and said, "No, you're not coming in."
So for context, there was a ward by the bush. Above the right to the right of the Baron pit, so that's probably how they saw the Viego. That's something that have to look back at. But for now, they're just in control at this point. I mean, Baron buddies in control. This is where they shine. This is where they excel, especially in their team fighting. This is why they're the best team in the league right now. This is why they're poised to make it really far in the playoffs, if not win the whole thing. So, I know, bold prediction, right? But fight the top side, actually, awkward spot.
Poppy is going to land the Q against the wall. The Jinx is going to start landing rockets on here. Malphite is going to ult and run away. Yeah, it does look dire, guys, but keep in mind, even with a almost 8k gold lead, there's still Jinx on the other team. There's still Viego on the other team. All it takes is one bad misplay and to put kills on either one of those two, and they can get back into this game. It's just Baron Buddies isn't making mistakes.
My only beef right now is that the Jinx does not have a mythic at the moment. 25 minutes in and no mythic is kind of not ideal on the Jinx. I think it would have been better to go Kraken first and then IE or whatever second. That way to buff up your damage that you get, but you're lacking that critical, no pun intended, critical crit that you need on this champion at the moment. So something to keep in mind for the next game, I think, is don't delay the mythic that long, especially not on Jinx. She needs that crit that she can get from the Infinity Edge. So it's something that we'll have to, hopefully that they will look into in the next game. Sunfire now completed for the Poppy, and I'm just looking at items, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the Annie's choice to go from the Rod into the Rail Eyes, I'm not certain I like that. I agree with you. The Jinx not taking the IE second and instead starting to build towards tank shredding a little too early for what I would suggest. And meanwhile, on the other side, like, you got J4. He's already full bruiser. You already have your tank. Even Xayah, she's already on her third item. Like, she's in a really strong spot, and as long as they play around that with their tanks, everybody's looking good. Team fight's solid.
Yeah, definitely agree. All they gotta do is just do the same wombo combo that they've been doing, and it's just gonna be the same story every time. But fight on Seraphine.
Poppy does make a little pick onto the Seraphine, is able to knock her into the wall. Seraphine is gonna flash away. See if Viego gets cheeky here. He does. He gets to finish the kill. And now we do have a fight. We have a 3-man from the Malphite ult. We have the Xayah rooting the Viego and the tree, and is going to take the double kill. And then we have the Poppy here, just not able to finish off there. The Jinx is able to secure the kill, though, on the Jarvan, and now they are trying to save this poor Annie. Poppy does get the into the wall, into the Vex to buy some time. However, Malphite just chases that Annie down, gets a double kill, and kills the Jinx. So Ace coming out, no way to deal with that Malphite once he got on top of that, the poor little Annie there. And yeah, that's gonna be Soul Dragon.
Yep, that's Ocean Soul going over. There is no heal cut on the other side also as well. So at this point, I mean, it's kind of, I will say it is a little doomed. 10,500 gold lead for the side of Baron Buddies at the moment. They're looking really good. They're looking clean. Xayah has not died. She probably will have enough gold for like another half of an item right now at the moment. So she's looking like she's going to shred through everybody. The Quick Blade's doing work, especially being set up by her team. She's able just to kind of do whatever she wants in all of these fights. They're not able to get to her because they have to get through Vex, they have to get through Malphite, they have to get through Jarvan, and they're just setting her up to take control of this game. And it's not looking good. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark, so this is spicy.
The Seraphine pick playing dividends for them with their combo, able to keep the Xayah safe. Xayah is just continuously pumping out damage with nobody getting in her face, and she is just tearing up this poor team. The Vex has made some really good plays. Another 3 or 4-man fear constantly, and Baron Buddy's showing why no one's been able to solve the puzzle and beat him yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I'm looking across the vision score right now, it is looking a little low on the side of TD BYOB, but that's not entirely their fault. They're not able to really push anywhere on the map right now. With Baron Buddies having full map control, it only makes sense that they're not able to get as many wars down as they would like. And I will once again preface this that it is not their fault. They have not had map control, but Malphite
is caught for a second, but he walks away. Interesting reaction there with the Malphite following him. However, he's able to back off, and they'll get a reset in, try to get a little vision down here. So they're fighting for it. It's not like they're saying, hey, you got 10k gold, we're giving you everything. They will land a Q, land a fight, get in on top of them. However, here comes that Xayah, just untouched, just shredding the health bar. Xayah is going to shred the health bar. The Jarvan's able to lock down and secure the kill. However, now we got Poppy trying to flash away. We got Malphite just on top of that poor little Jinx, and double kill from the Xayah. So again, in these fights, just no answer, no way to get to the Xayah, and she just shreds them. And the Baron goes over to Baron Buddy. So really clean fight. really good just decision there to go ahead and take the fight, and Zaya just staying safe the whole time. And again, no way to get to her.
It was a desperation play. Let's be real. I mean, they knew they had to do something. Baron was on the map. If they don't get it, they just kind of lose the game. Unfortunately, it's just they're too damn behind. I mean, just there's not much that they can do. They're 15,500 gold behind. They're going to try to make another play, but I think at this point, it's kind of a go next angle. Just, all right, never
You
mind.
do see the Malphite just ulting on top of the Viego, and that Viego gets instantly deleted by the team. The Vex and the Jarvan there to say no, thank you, and the siege begins onto BYOB's inner base here. So Poppy is taking a
Oh my
ton of
God.
damage here just from the poke, and here comes the charm on top of the
Wow.
Jarvan, leads to the Annie and the Poppy being deleted by the Zaya. And Baron Buddies is going to finish this game off and says, thank you for playing for 31 minutes, but we'll end it here.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, just it looked good at the start for TDBYOB, but then just things went wrong. That definitely should not have gone wrong. I mean, they just had an awkward play in the top mid river, I believe that was where that 3v3 happened. Jarvan got a double, and then Malphite got a kill, and then it just swung the gold heavily in their favor. I mean, and this is why they're the best team in the league. Also, Malphite did the most damage because tanks are allowed to do the most damage in the game for some reason, so that's fair.
I'd like to point out Malphite does not have a single AP item, and he was top damage in that game. That's nothing. Nothing. Tanks just doing all the damage there. I thought for sure the Zaya would be first in damage, but no, Zaya just stealing the kills. Malphite did all the work. So that's not exactly what happened, but we'll just go with that. That's what we're gonna go with today.
We'll just go with that, and I'm willing to take a little bit of a breather if we have the time, I believe, because that was nuts. And wow, I mean, I don't really have very many words except just BP just had control of pretty much the entire game after 10 minutes, so it is what it is. But looks like we're gonna go ahead and TDBYOB will be on blue side next game, so they will swap sides. It makes sense to get a priority first pick, so that'll be good for BYOB. They're gonna be looking forward to looking for a really strong pick, whether that's stealing the Zaya away or stealing an assassin, mid lane assassin away, or just something, and be able to answer any of the random nonsense. It looks like actually the team has said we don't get to go to break, so just screw us apparently.
We can still take a break. They don't want a break. There's a difference there.
Okay, understandable. But we'll just go ahead and wait for the draft for this next game then, and we'll go ahead and get started with that. But so far, I just gotta say, it's just Baron Buddies, they're looking pretty good, and they're gonna
let's talk adjustments. What can Braum do as an adjustment to what just happened? That's what we need to see.
You gotta pick something that can get back to the 80 carry. That's pretty much it. That's like the big thing that they need to do is they need to draft something where they can get back to these carries. It's like some sort of like dive potential a little bit, so that way they can ooh, that's the wrong turn. That's the wrong one. Wait. I posted the wrong draft law. Ignore the first one. There you go. My bad. All right. Anyways,
so for jungle, let's talk jungle. I don't think the Viego worked for him. Honestly, I don't think they had a good way in with the Viego.
I do believe Wukong was open in that game. So
I was gonna say Wukong, a Zac, a Sedge. I believe Croc plays the Echo as well. If you wanted to go something a little bit more spicier. But I think you're right. They need some way to get to the ADC if they're going to play these front to back comps.
Yes.
At least give them some way in. They just had too much on that wombo combo and not enough to block it.
I agree.
Also, I really want to see the ADC itemized better. I think we both pointed out really going for that last whisper as your second item, trying to building in an LDR rather than getting your mythic and securing your IE. Not that was a sole issue there, but a big part of her damage does come from those crits and those rockets later on in the game, and not having that I get it. You know, you got a tank in your face, and you're trying to plan around a Malphite in your face constantly. But
Right.
yeah, kind of want to see that IE coming out a little bit earlier as a special second item, and not going LDR.
I've gotta go ahead and plug the C9.
I think everybody loves your shirt.
Yeah, I think this was from, when was this from actually?
Is that the is that from the Vegas finals? Is that the from 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I think.
I guess from 2
Right.
years ago. Oh
Hmm.
shit. Cloud9.gg is what I was looking for. Oh my god, I kept not just I just went Cloud9's website.
So buy another shirt while he's
There we
there.
go. Oh, it's cloud9.gg. Well, okay, hold on. So that's a good question. Where did I get this shirt? I think I got it like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember when it was out. It was just wasn't a hoodie. Where are the shirts at? Either way, I like this shirt. I also have one of their hoodies. I have some of their Puma shoes, the exclusive Puma shoes that they dropped like 3 years ago or something during COVID.
I
Let
think
me
they're
actually.
ready to go right in the draft.
Are
I think
they?
they're. I think they're.
All right, there we go. Are we starting draft? Okay, well, looks like we're gonna start getting ready here in a moment. While I continue to find the shirt, I don't know where it is, to be really honest with you. Uh, I don't know, because I don't know if they still have it, because this was a while ago that they did this one. I think it was the first one I bought in 2019 or something. I
It would
remember.
feel real awkward if I would have got my TSM shirt since I can't really have a reason to have a TSM shirt these days.
Well, yeah,
Just kind of burn that shirt.
Mister, they're just leaving the LCS casually.
Let me just set fire to this shirt. Just
But we're here in picks and bans. Seraphine is the adaptation. Honestly, it immediately wipes out the entire Wombo combo that they had in the last game because it relied on that Seraphine ultimate to land along with the Malphite ulti for everything to follow up into that. So taking that off the table is good, but that does leave open a pick, and they're just casually focusing Ember, which that happens.
Yeah, nobody wants to see the Melio right now, so that's not a shocking ban. And of course, BB's going to respect the Nautilus, which I believe is a flex. I believe their jungle also might play some Nautilus.
Yes. Just kind of looking.
Well, who would you first pick here? What would you put priority to?
I guess the Zaya. They're gonna stick with the Zaya
I,
priority. I mean, the champion is really good, but the thing about her is you have to have a team to set you up because by herself, unless you're like Double Lift or Uzi or Scout or not Scout, Deft. I mean, you're not really gonna 1v9 a game on a Zaya to be completely fair. But actually, I'll put Berserker in that category too. My man's is a monster. But Caitlyn being the potential answer, which is interesting, it would be a longer range game with, especially with Milio being off the table. That would be very, very interesting pick. I think. I mean, you already know what the 80 carry on the other side is, so why not pick yours and pick your support too? Maybe. Don't blind pick your mid lane as of yet, and they're gonna pick the Maokai for themselves on the side of Baron Buddies. Again, flex pick can go 3 different positions. We'll wait and see where we actually get into draft where that will go, but. Now they have to respond. BYOB, what do you got in the tank? I mean, you got to have something like a nice hard engage for your Zaya to be able to pop off in these fights. I mean, Malphite's open. You could steal the Malphite right now if you wanted to, or wait till R5 and pick that maybe. Or I would say Cho'Gath too. Cho'Gath is
or
actually
the
really good.
Rakan,
Rel.
the lovers combo, or the Rel. They're both there. Yeah, they are going to lock in the Rel. It looks like that's not going to be a jungle Rel. That'll be a support Rel.
Yeah, just a little bit of a, oh man. I mean, granted, hold on, but we have to keep in mind there is some potential weirdness that can happen with this. It can go in the jungle, unless they lock in a Moo here. But it can go in the jungle.
It can go in the jungle, but I don't think Crockpot plays. I don't think I've seen him on the Rel jungle. Meanwhile, though, I have seen him on the Moo, and his Moo stats lately are pretty good. So
they don't go for the Zillion. Interesting. So going for more of that shielding and kind of disengage on the Janna, and they go ahead and lock it in. Okay, solid choice actually. I was at first I was like Zillion would be kind of annoying to deal with and just kind of giving me 2019 Bjergsen vibes. You know which vibes I'm talking about.
Oh no, let's not go that route.
The dreaded Zillion mid to the point
the
where
Zillion mid.
It was first picked at Worlds that year. It was first banned at Worlds that year because teams knew. I was like, that's insane. How much respect do you garner for that?
We
But
do see
anyways,
the Malphite
mhm.
being banned out from BB this time, not wanting to set up BYOB for their own personal wombo combo. And then the Syndra coming out on the mid ban. Obviously, the return ban, target ban on mid with the
Yep.
Zed. I probably would expect to see another ban, maybe thrown midway, just to say no, you can't have your assassin. So
Right.
probably maybe the Vex, maybe the Diana. Or the Silas. They just said maybe they've been paying
Silas or
attention in the
Ari.
chat
Yeah,
and
they're gonna
said
go ahead and Ari.
no Silas.
Nah, yeah, they're gonna stick with the Ari ban, and also just gonna quickly point out for the 5 gift of subs that were just dropped. So we appreciate that. There's any support is nice. So enjoy your 5 subs, all of you who just got them. Anyway, so back to the game. Right now, they can either opt to first pick their top laner or Swain, because Swain exists, and that's a champion I routinely forget about. Jack Show
Swain
into
can go into
Rylai's and just...
any lane he wants to go into. Swain can go mid, he can go top, he could go bot, he could go jungle, he could support. Swain does it all.
That is just Swain things. That's exactly what happens. Now, they have a response here. The Malphite was taken away because I think TDBYOB was planning on picking it. Gotta love when things get a little weird and you're like, we see a hard engage comp, ban it away. Boom, instantly. So now what do you pick instead? I would not have picked Renekton here. I have opinions about Renekton, but I'm just gonna save them. Okay. Well, okay.
Oh, well,
Okay.
all right. It's about time we saw the gator. All right. We haven't seen the gator in a long time on or a crocodile, I should say. But yeah. I'm not certain I like the Renekton here, but we'll have to see if they can make
Rather
it
than
work.
Aurelia, but that's going mid lane. They have no EP also, so this is going to be very interesting. Now, okay, Amumu does have some. He will with the Demonic Embrace most likely for a little bit of AP that they need on their team. But I'm not too much of a fan of the Renekton pick. I would have rather what is going on. Is that okay? It might be Maokai top, wouldn't it? And then Iron in the
No,
jungle.
no. No, have you not seen the Korean trend with Ivan Top?
No.
Oh yeah. The Ivory Top is all sorts of fun. Although I think I've been really seeing it with like the Rengar jungle combination. But yeah, this
Oh yeah,
this
for the bushes.
actually could be an Ivory Top.
Ah, that is that's something to think about. But I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of go back to the Renekton pick, and if we could open up predictions, that would be bueno. Um, One thing I wanted to comment on, especially the Renekton pick, is I'm not really a fan of Renekton too much. Granted, he has gotten better with the item changes that have happened, but he still falls off at some point in the game. Especially if he's too far behind, he's not going to do anything. Now, we've seen what a Renekton can do when he gets ahead and kind of just absolutely nuke the backline, but that's not really entirely going to be the case with the shield from Janna, the shield from Ivern, and then you have Maokai and Swain to kind of keep you away. So this is going to be a very hard Renekton game, I think, and I'm kind of reserved about it. I'm not too fond of it. The Aurelia pick, I absolutely adore because I love Aurelia. I played that champion so much. That's all I will say about Aurelia. But no AP might bite BYOB in the butt because they have 2 tanks on the team and Swain. Swain is his own category of bullcrappery. I almost slipped there for a second, so I'm sorry. But just that's how that champion just is. And we're just gonna go ahead and kind of go through and just watch as the game goes on. This is gonna be a very hard game for BYOB, I think.
I do like the fact that if we're just looking plainly at the setup, with the Mumu and the Rel able to dive on top, you do have the follow-up CC from the Aurelia and from the Renekton. So from that aspect, Xayah is protected. There's a bunch of CC coming out on that side. However, with that said, so many shields, so much heal coming out from that Swain. And if you don't get heal cut early, how do you deal with it? The Swain knows that the Mumu has to build tank and can't go AP, so the Swain just builds full tank and soaks it all. And then you have the Maokai on top with the Ivern. This should be very interesting. I do like what I do understand why they would do the Renekton. It's more of the comfort pick for the top. He plays it all the time. He spams Renekton quite a bit. But yeah, to your point, Renekton does fall off kind of early. And how do you deal with all the disengage tools that the BB's gonna be throwing at him?
You really can't, especially because like Aurelia and Renekton get cucked by a lot of CC, and they have a lot of CC, so they're not really able to like set up those really fun and like intense engages that the two of them can do. So this is gonna be a hard one unless they can convincingly get BB to blow all of their CC early. I do not think this game will be very easy, and I do think they will take this 2-0. See, now I have a more definitive opinion this time versus game one. So, but it's gonna be hard. I think it's gonna be very, very hard for them. But I do have faith. Hopefully, some people in chat have faith. I do see the prediction was up. It did disappear. So, all right, we'll probably get that back up in a second.
Yeah, didn't get to see what the prediction was, so we can't see what the final total was.
We also did go for the predictions of like us. Like, where is that? Did they get posted or no?
So predictions did not get posted this week, unfortunately. Godfather Soulkeeper has been very busy with many different things, and he wishes that he could have gotten to it, but unfortunately, time constraints prohibited him from doing so. However, I would like to give a shout out. Soul is our producer this evening, so a shout out to our producer this evening, Soulkeeper, for stepping in and being our producer. So we'll give him a clap.
Golf claps in the chat, everybody. I don't see golf claps in the chat.
No golf claps in the chat.
Where are the golf claps?
Where are the golf claps at? Come on, guys. Let's get these golf claps out for
At least
Soul.
Momo said, let's go. Come on, where are the golf claps at? But that's not important. All right, draft is done. I think BP is going to take this game. Who do you think is going to take the game?
I think BB just shown themselves to be super strong here. Their team comp, again, is very solid. Ivert is in a very, very good spot at this moment, and I think it's going to be too tall of a task for BYOB to overcome.
So too. All right. Well, that'll do it for us. When we come back in the next couple of minutes, it's going to be game 2 between these two powerhouse teams. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to the stream, boys and girls. We're going to see something cheeky. I was hoping we were going to see this. I was hoping we were going to see the sneaky little shenanigans invade with all the CC. We're going to have to see the Moo-Moos up front. We're going to have to see if he's going to take his Q. He does spot out the Janna. However, the Janna does land it. The Q does come out. The follow-up onto the Janna, the flash from the Gator and the Aurelia able to get the first blood. So this is exactly what you wanted to see with this type of combo. Swain does land a 3 manages to say thanks. But yeah, exactly what we want to see with a Renekton and an Aurelia. Get them head early, get them advantages, get them leads, and they were able to secure a kill onto the Janna. I think 2 flashes burned there, so we'll have to see how that plant pans out early.
1 flash. Renekton burned his flash. Also, just gonna casually point out that someone in chat says Ember Flame solos, and then they died. So I bet you feel a little ridiculous right now, don't you? All jokes aside, that was a really good play. They layered the CC exactly how they needed to. We love cheeky invades level 1. That's just the way it needs to be. Sometimes when you're in a series like this, it's a little cheese doesn't hurt, I will say. But the junglers are in their respective places right now on opposite sides of the map. So whether or not this will lead to Aurelia have fully stacked the Conqueror.
So Aurelia knows that she's got the advantage on the Swain. She got the second item, so this is exactly what she needs to do. She needs to bully the Swain early. She needs to get a solo kill level 3 so she can begin her snowball, and that's kind of how the Aurelia works. If the Swain can survive it, that's a different story.
I absolutely agree. And good miss on there. Should have. Oh, goodness gracious me! But she did take a little bit of an unfavorable trade. Is fighting in the minions as well. We'll have to pop that pot. So this should be pretty spicy. Oh, good tornado. That's something that they're gonna have to deal with. But jump on to Caitlyn.
Caitlyn is taking a bunch of damage there. She does flash away. The Xayah does flash back, even though she's exhausted. Will she land this next Q? I don't think she will. They are going to turn around on the Janna, though. Rel is going to land the stun on the Janna.
Oh my God, they both
just got that flash off in time to finish from the Xayah. So, BYOB, they're not. They said, hey, look, we lost the first game. Suck it up. Get a second game. Coming out firing.
Yeah, coming out swinging so far, and it's unfortunate that the exhaust kind of kept Honey Badger from getting both of those kills there, I will say, because I do think if cleanse is available, if they had cleanse, then they kind of, take both of those kills pretty easy peasy. But I think maybe again Caitlyn gets away with the ghost, so lots of what if scenarios, but Ivern is here. This should be a pretty hilarious gank here, especially
here comes the Gator. Is going to land the stun. He does Q forward, and then of course the Maokai lands a Z on top. Ivern laying down the bush. Ivern does not get the stun off in time. He does miss it, and the Gator walks away.
Okay. I mean, he had no flash, which is why they were up there. They knew that would be the move, and now with the aware that Ivern is topside, the bot scuttle will go over to a Moo and Aurelia in a decent spot, but no mana, unfortunately. That's you hate to see it, to be honest. So she will be looking forward to resetting here soon. Maokai does not need to TP unless Renekton keeps pushing here. Should just he will.
TP's coming right back up. Yeah, that's kind of does not want to miss his farm there, so he says okay. Meanwhile, Dan bot little cheekiness. The Gator is going to go into Half-Life. He doesn't seem to be bothered at all. Oh, we do see the flash in the Rel. Able to land the stun. Q from the Amumu on top of this. Come on, Xayah, get that damage in. Xayah, go into town. She walked away too soon, and Caitlyn walks away. One hit. One hit. Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
They both had no flashes, but I think the unfortunateness of where the item is, actually, she has a pretty significant gold advantage, 400 gold. I'm surprised she didn't end up getting that kill. I guess maybe if she had an extra longsword, she gets the kill, but goes for the shard instead. Wow. Bro is flabbergasted over that, because that should have been a free kill. The exhaust wasn't up. Oh, actually, we're pausing. Oh.
We have a pause.
So, it's like,
I believe the exact words were the support needs to go to the restroom.
That and the VC died, so I think while they paused the game earlier, they were like, all right, well, bathroom break. I'm like, all right, that makes sense to me. So 2 kills, actually 3 kills, I will say arguably have gotten away from Honey Badger, which is extremely unfortunate. Not just a little, extremely, because Honey Badger should be 3-0 right now, I would say. Having 3 kills should be in a very good position, but unfortunately, Exhaust cucked him from the 2 kills. Not able to have enough damage for that last gank when they still both have no flash. It's just unfortunate circumstances. I don't know if Rel had Ignite up for that last play, so... Good old Ember.
I don't think she did. And unfortunately for them, the Suns are going to be coming back up by the time next fight starts. So sadly... they weren't able to get anything off of that.
Yep. So, we have awkward client pause, so we'll just ignore it for a second, not do anything. It will start playing in just a moment. This is something that always happens with the Riot client because Riot Games is such a good company. Fix your client. I will continue to say that. Fix your client. All right, game's back. So, in case you're wondering if you missed anything, Xayah actually missed 3 kills, I would argue, if I had to be completely honest with you. Just unfortunate, just Exhaust getting her away from 2 kills, and then Jenna flashing away as well. Ember getting away from a really crucial kill, I would say. And then just not having enough damage. See, now I think with the longsword, if they gank right now, I think they do get the kill. That was awkward. Oh.
Yeah, Xayah is going to lay down. However, she is down a level. The Swain ult comes out, and then we have a pause.
Okay, never mind. We're back.
We have to continue. So Swain is still going to town here, the ult, but Aurelia able to get 6 in time from those last creeps that she needed, give her a little bit of health, is able to secure the solo kill onto the Swain. So Aurelia able to capitalize on the Swain coming forward, thinking that the 6v5 would work, but then she was able to get a level and secure the kill. She is now 2-0, and that's a scary side when your Aurelia has an early lead, because that's when snowballs happen.
I will go ahead and memeingly say that Aurelia is full build now. Because that's all she needs to get good and just do lots of damage. And I am going to not accept this non-slander of Riot Games from LXC. The spectator is bugged, and it will forever be bugged because it will always pause at least 2 or 3 times after a pause. I can confirm I've had a lot of them. It's not fun. But anyways,
we do see
here we go again.
This little cheeky bot. The Mumu does land the Q. The Arel coming forward lands the stun.
Oh no!
And the damage from the Mumu E.
Here
However, now
comes
Swain. Daisy, Ivern, and Swain. The Rel is gonna try to stop this, but they are looking for that Mumu. They are looking for that Xayah. That Amumu goes down, and the Xayah goes the other way, and that is a level 7 Swain versus a level 4 Xayah.
All right. Yep.
Rip Xayah.
Rest in peace, Xayah.
Rest in peace, Xayah. We understand there. What happens there? These things happen. So Rel is going to continue here. Aurelia is able to get some damage, though, onto the tower from the roam. However, Ivern and Swain were working on that dragon. King's coming out. And okay. Aurelia... Okay. She's going to land a stun on she's going to go into the tower range. Swain is going to pop his ult. However, Aurelia's going to ult and return into the tower, and she does Q, dashes, resets, and finishes off the Swain. Says thank you very much, and she walks back into the lane and starts farming, because that's Aurelia for you. Meanwhile, the Janna is trying to run away from this Mumu, who is chasing forward with no life.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Wasn't there by himself? The bot lane was not there to assist him while we were busy swooning over the Aurelia. So, that is about what she does. As someone who plays a lot of Aurelia, when you're kind of this far ahead, it's kind of up to you from there to kind of like take control of your lane and keep the pressure going, because she can threaten backline so well once she finishes her Bork. And probably the second item will probably be Gore Drinker. They do need a little bit of beef, but I'm not putting my hopes up. So
Gore Drinker. No, this sounds like this is a Gale Force Aurelia game. That's what this is.
I would probably scream if I ever built Gale Force on Aurelia, because I'm tempted because it sounds funny, but at the same time, well, Maokai's going in for an engage. I'll hold that thought. Okay, never mind. So here we go again in the mid lane. No flash on the Swain. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what you do. You land the CC, she lands her CC, she has her passive stacked, you kind of just die. Yeah, that's Aurelia for you. I'm gonna
Wayne
give
stepped
y'all.
up into there, and Mumu and Raya said bye.
Yep, I'm gonna give y'all a crash course on how to play Aurelia real quick. The answer to play Aurelia is if you're not pressing Q and you do not have your passive stacked all the time, you are playing her wrong. So that's about how that goes. She is 4-0 right now, by the way. The entirety of the gold lead, if you take over to the gold real quick, is her basically. She has an 1800 gold lead on this lane, and it's about 1800 right now. So the entire lead is her.
I do love to see it. This is what you need to do. You've got the lead on Aurelia. You need to snowball this, and you need to start looking and making plays around the map at some point.
Damage.
Oh, that Xayah did not want to stay in there. She stayed too long from that Janna, ate a bunch of poke damage, and the Rel was just sitting there going, why are you still there?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, just go home. How much gold do you have? Oh, never mind. She actually just came back, so that's kind of unfortunate. Maokai being gained here on the top side. Ivern is here.
You see the Ivern coming out. We do see the Aurelia coming into position, and they're going to walk away. They don't want to stay there. Meanwhile, down, but they're going to use the clear a little bit of wards, you know. I do like that the Caitlyn walked up with the Janna. ADC players, please take note that the Caitlyn walked with her support to D-ward.
Yeah, and lots of damage here on the top side. Ivern is here in case Redectin does get a little cheeky. I don't anticipate that because of his low health bar. They are aware of where Swain is too, so he can path up that way if he wanted to. And we're just going to continue on with the farm game. So the farm game is going pretty well right now at the moment. And it has been said as it will, is with TPs now available and unleashed, that they will go to the top lane. Now, this will give TP advantage to BB if, okay, never mind, you're already TPing. So this does give TP advantage to the BB. We have another pause, which once again, Riot Games. Anyways, now we're kind of continuing on. So this does give the TP advantage for this Herald or this Drake if they decide. So actually the Herald is going down right now at the moment. And it's looking pretty good. Swain kind of in the area.
Swain is dewarding there, is going to stop the Rel from backing. And meanwhile, the Herald is completed, and they're going to walk straight top. I don't understand what the Gator's doing here. He knew that they were doing the Herald, and he just kind of stood red now. He is going to flash the ult. However, the follow-up Q is going to stun him. He is going to take a bunch of damage here from the Daisy with the dash rework. Meanwhile, Aurelia going to town on the Swain.
She kills him again.
The stun and the ult comes out, the dash reset, and there goes the Swain. Meanwhile, down below, the Mumu is going to land the ultimate on top of the Caitlyn. We do see the Xayah pushing forward. A flash from the Janna.
Nice.
Keep her alive. However, unfortunately, when she flashed, all the damage now went towards Caitlyn, and Caitlyn was finished off by the Xayah, who has been wanting that kill for a long time. Let's be honest. She's been waiting a little bit for that kill.
I mean, I would be too. I mean, there's 3 kills like this she could have had by this point, and right now 4. So just getting a little antsy, but they do have prime position for this Drake that is up in 24 seconds. I don't know if they will rotate over this on the side of BB. Now remember, at this point we are now at a point where TD BYOB are in a very good position in this game. Now, if this ends up going 1-1, remember, it gets awkward. Soul didn't give me the entire details, but just said it gets awkward. And that's the kind of thing I like, is when things get awkward. So I will go ahead and stick with that, and this Drake will be started. And I did not mean to do that for just a quick second, but this Drake will go over. They're not gonna do anything. Okay, I thought I was gonna steal it for a second, but never mind. Woo, okay. So now it is the Chemtech Soul.
Finish off, and it will be a Chemtech Soul. So as for the awkwardness part, it is how the ratings would play out, because Baron Buddies is now currently sitting at 7-0, and Bring Your Own Braum is sitting at 5-1. That means that TD Bring Your Own Braum would, if they do end up winning this game, would go to 6-2, and Baron Buddies would be 7-1. And then you have the interesting scenario of what happens if BYOB goes undefeated next week versus Baron Buddies dropping a game. Then you got this weird tiebreaker scenario, and that's where the fun would really come in on the tiebreaker scenario because of how the league is structured. But we need BYOB to finish off this game before we can start having that conversation. We will see the Herald drop up top. We will see the Maokai initially go into the tower, into the Gator, and then complete with the Ivern, and they'll get back onto this Gator. The Gator is taking a lot of damage from that Daisy, again, after the rework. Thank you very much. She is just trying to kill the Daisy off. She is going to die here in a second. Rip Gator.
Quite the bounce house, and this Herald will also get a second charge if Maokai decides to send it, to be honest with you. This game, unfortunately, is kind of all in the Aurelia. I would have preferred a different pick, because I like this Renekton is in a decent spot, I will say. Okay, well, he's down 1,000 gold, but he's in a decent spot. It's just the way that this comp is set up for the side of Baron Buddies is they're not really gonna be, Renekton especially, is not really gonna be able to kind of like do anything here. But here we go.
Hang on. The Q from the Mumu will land on the Swain. The Aurelia will follow up with the ultimate and the dash reset. And again, securing the kill on the Swain. We're seeing that literally on repeat a little bit there. Swain is not having a good day in the Aurelia. That early first blood and then being able to bully the Swain and kind of snowball that lead. So, yeah, you're right. All the gold from BYOB is on the Aurelia. But really, other than Xayah, who would you want that gold on for this team?
I mean, a little bit on Renekton, to be honest with you, especially if you want him to kind of be that front line once again. But, I mean, with how far Aurelia is, looks like she's going for that Wit's End second, which honestly is not a bad choice. I will say, I am surprised, because we haven't seen Caitlyn in a hot while, so seeing Static Shift first I do think is a very interesting choice. Not saying it's a bad choice, it's an interesting choice, I will say. They got a lot of pings going down in the river, probably because they're like, let's not go towards the Aurelia, or if she's off the map, just all heck will break loose if he decides she should break open this tower, TBH, or not. I guess never mind. Swain will just
Swain just cleared that up and said, no, you want to take more tower damage than you need to. Ivern has been parked here for a little bit ever since they dewarded. He is wasting a lot of time here to try to set this up. I think he finally realized that it's for nothing. Meanwhile, the Q from the Mumu will land on the tree. The tree is now on the Lund. He will re-Q, land that, and then the Gator will follow up with a stun. Aurelia will then follow up a stun, and Top is not going to get away. I think Aurelia is going to take this kill. I wish they would have put this on a Renekton, but they are going to let the Aurelia just go ahead and finish it off. However, meanwhile,
why would you flash?
You were dead. I don't know why you flashed there, good sir.
Oh no, that is not. Oh my God, no. I'm sorry, but that was not worth flashing for there. That was not ideal. I don't
not really certain what the mindset was on that particular. But he knew he was dead. I think he was just trying not to give it to the Renekton and preferred the Aurelia to take it. We are seeing the teleport come out. However, the tower will be stopped. The Swain will come in with the ultimate and collect at least one kill. The Caitlyn will grab the other, and yeah. Here comes Aurelia. Here comes Mumu. However, they're a little late to this party, so we'll have to see what happens.
She can 1v3 this.
She can 1v3. She will instantly Q back in on top of the Caitlyn with the Mumu Q. Follow-up will kill the flash from the Janna. However, this is Aurelia we're talking about. She will dash right into that Aurelia, into that Janna kill, and then the Swain will run through the tower, getting a double kill onto the Mumu. So, yeah. Not certain they realized that this Aurelia was this fed and they should stick around there. However, Janna, question mark?
So, as a really religious Aurelia player, when you have your Bork, you are pretty much kind of unstoppable, especially if you are squishy. She will annihilate your health bar with passive stacked and Conqueror stacked as well. She is the ultimate threat for the other side of the team. Mumu will pretty much stay with her at all times and follow up all his engagements with her. There is no way you will live if these two people get on top of you. That is kind of just how that's going to work. League of Legends, everybody. Aurelia has been in a really strong position for a very long time. I'm not surprised she's still in a really good position. I mean, I play her also a little bit myself, so she's really strong after you get Bork. But depending on whatever you build second, she's really good with that. And probably Triforce, if I'm being honest. I'm probably trolling saying this, but I think she's going to be building Triforce. But she will take fruit now. Probably should reset. Does have... I just pushed the wrong button because I meant to...
She's got a lot of gold on her right now.
2,000 gold. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, she has a lot of gold. She should reset, get this next item. It actually looks like they're pressuring over to the Herald next, which I'm not surprised. They do have a pretty decent amount of pressure. This is a better game for TDBYOB, I will say. Much better showing
Definitely a good start. I mean, the Aurelia with the first blood and snowballing is exactly what you what you want to see. The Ivern is going to wait around and try to maybe see if he can get a steal, but he opts to say, "No, I'm not trying that." They will go ahead and give that Herald over to BYOB. BYOB playing this game much more cleaner, much better start from them. The Mumu has completed
Do not
his
fight
jack,
this.
so I am not certain what this man thinks he's doing trying to fight. However, we do see the ultimate from the Relia. The Rel follow-up is going to land the stun, and down for the count goes the poor Maokai, who I don't know if he was posturing, why he was posturing with the Aurelia, who's now 8-0, but that's not what you do to somebody who's snowballing a lead is play peekaboo.
Yeah, I mean, I just reset here, my mans. You got 2,700 gold. Just go for the reset. Get your next item. You definitely have enough gold for your next item at this point. There we go. Gonna go for the reset now. Or not. I take it back. They're gonna summon the Herald.
Herald is going to come right back up, and they're going to come right for this tower. They realize that there's only 3 here, and they'll go ahead and start the tower. Herald is going to
doing a lot of damage.
I mean, Caitlyn
They don't need to be here.
Caitlyn is doing a lot of damage and for free, I might add. So now we got Aurelia on the run. The Aurelia gets stunned up by the Ivern, and the Aurelia is down for the count. The shutdown. Oh my goodness. Ivern getting the shutdown on the Aurelia. So yeah, they didn't respect the poke damage combo from the Janna.
Well,
and the
not only
Caitlyn.
that, but like they also just way overextended. They didn't need to even summon the Herald right now. They could have waited the extra couple of minutes until
Meanwhile,
later.
Swain catches the Gator, is going to land the Q and pull him back. The Gator is going to dive out, and the Maokai ult is going to land on absolutely nothing. However,
Baron
now
call, nice.
the Baron is in play, and there's no vision, and they are pinging this Baron to start it immediately with Ivern. So we do see a 21-minute Baron started. I do love this play. This was set up by the overextension in the middle, and they know they don't really have vision here with the bush blocking it. We do see the Rel come in. We do see the Xayah. She is missing her combo. The Rel dives right into that blind. Is going to land a 4-man little mini stun there, but is not going to stay up for very long.
Die here.
Caitlyn is being chased by a Gator, and they haven't pulled off the Baron yet. Oh my goodness. Mumu is going to land.
Oh no, you brought Aurelia.
Oh, the Aurelia gets the finish up. We do see the Xayah knocked up, and she finishes the kill on the Caitlyn. The Swain is on the run. The Gator says, "Hi, Swain. Nice to see you." He'll take that kill.
Ooh.
The Mumu is landing Qs like a boss on the Ivern. Jumps and hits it. Is he going to land the stun? He does land the stun, and it looks like there is going to be a disengage there. So
They should just do that to Baron, honestly.
pretty clear. They should start the Baron, guys. Are you going for the tower? Okay, they're going to go for the tower.
Go for the tower. I mean, get some extra gold in their pockets.
They're continuing with this tower. They are going to take it. I'm surprised they haven't stunned this yet. Get this Daisy out of here. This Daisy doesn't need to be here. Get this. Come on, guys.
Oh my lord, what a knockout.
Okay, all right. So there comes the flash ult from the Maokai. He doesn't land the ult, though. He does. Oh, no, now
Here's
comes
Aurelia.
There we go. Now we got Aurelia with the reset. She does dash too close into that tower and eating a stun. I think she pays the price for that on that poor Caitlyn. Meanwhile, the Mumu and the Gator are saying it's time to get out. The Xayah and the Rel are walking away. The Maokai is still charging. The Maokai is still he's still going. So is the Caitlyn, so is the Swain. They're not done with this chase yet, guys. They are continuing. They are going to push, and they're going to reset, and they're going to go for Dragon because BYOB got a little crazy there.
Yeah, once again, another overextension, I will admit. They honestly didn't need to go for that mid lane tower.
Oh, they could have went to Baron.
Yeah, there are 3 dead. They could have got the Baron and kind of cemented their position in this game, but now they give up so much map control for BB to end up walking into this Dragon pit, paving the way for their own Dragon soul as well. So, I mean, unless they get back on the field here faster, I do not think... I mean, the only one TP is Maokai, so that's like the only advantage I can think of. This is going to be very
This is weird because Janna went top to ward Baron instead of coming back down for the Dragon. Not crazy about that either. She's going to be late. However, they're not punished for it. They didn't try to pick a fight. They're still trying to get vision. Gator is going to start getting it, and Dragon is started from the Ivern. Meanwhile, they do land a stun on the Mumu.
Going now.
The Rel and the Gator are charging forward, but eating a ton of damage from that Caitlyn.
There it
Now
is.
here we go. The Mumu is going to land the Q. He is going to
Caitlin's
land a
dead.
stun. Caitlyn is being focused out of the fight,
or
although
not.
the good little stun on top of the Aurelia, and the Swain is able to finish the Gator. The Swain all doing work there in the middle. The double kill coming out. However, the Aurelia in the back is able to finish off the Caitlyn. More damage coming out from the Swain, and the Aurelia got pushed out of the fight. Here went for the Caitlyn, and
Caitlyn, I guess, yeah.
you lost the rest of your team, and you gave up the dragon.
Yeah.
Not certain how I feel. Not certain how I feel about that one. Meanwhile, Swain recovering from that rocky start. Baron buddies fighting back, able to capitalize on some mistakes here, able to clean up that fight, even though they do lose the Caitlyn. But yeah, the Aurelia is the damage, and unfortunately, when the Aurelia chased that far into the Caitlyn, there just really wasn't enough damage for the rest of them.
Absolutely. So now we're at a weird point in the game. The gold is close. We're at this point in the last game. This game was already actually almost over. We're 25 minutes in now. It's not even clear as to who's going to win this game. It's close. Aurelia is the saving grace for TDBYOB, which tells me this is also a pocket pick they've kind of had thinking about for a little while now. And they know that Jaster is very comfortable on it, so they gave him the opportunity to pick this pick and has performed very well so far. I'm going to comment now on the difference in builds so far that we are seeing. Is that a Riley's done on Swain? It is. So, this Xayah, right now, Honey Badger has built Storm Razor instead of in the other game where, oh, that's a TP by the Maokai. They're going to make a play on her if they can. Okay, we're not going to see it, I guess. But anyway, oh, never mind. Now we do.
Does dive on top of the Aurelia. He is a level down. Aurelia will land the ult, land a combo. The Maokai ult comes out. However, the Aurelia is going to be able to dash through here in a second.
No.
Oh my goodness. The Maokai.
They're doing Baron right now on the other side.
However, the Baron has been started by the rest of Bring Your Own Braum. Fairly certain there's no real vision here. They cleaned it out and they started that. However, the Aurelia is going to reland the Q. The Maokai is going to root back up.
You don't need to do this.
Oh my goodness, Aurelia dashes right through. Now the Swain is playing Dance Fever with the Aurelia, and the Aurelia is just going to back away. 3 down below to try to secure on this Aurelia, and now the Ivern is coming out. The Aurelia knows that she's in trouble. She does dive on back on top of the other two. However, there'll be no Aurelia saving grace there. So, you were talking about builds. Let's talk about that Aurelia with the Jack Show.
Jack Show's pretty common. Jack Show is actually pretty common on her, just to be able to survive some of the damage that can come out. And actually, in the meantime, we're being pushed in the mid lane. What is going on there? I mean, they have to reset. I mean, their base is under threat.
You gotta
Xayah's
respect the
not there,
Baron,
though.
right? You gotta respect it. Xayah is defending. However, Xayah is defending against 3 people she doesn't want to because they're going to dive on top of her.
She
so we do
dies.
see, not certain what the Xayah was thinking there. She shouldn't have been defending that with a Maokai and an Ivern. They're just going to dive on top of her and knock her down. Unfortunately for them, that will stop the push in the middle. And again, what you were talking about now, there's a 3K gold lead for Baron Buddies, and Aurelia's lead has evaporated. Sad.
I wouldn't say it evaporated. She still has a 3,000 gold lead over Swain. The only one that's close to her is Ivern, but Ivern is 7-0 right now. That more supportive build that we see. I'm kind of in a weird spot right now. I mean, it's just the way that this game has been going over. It's night and day compared to the first game. You could arguably say that TDBYOB saw game 1 as a warm-up game, but remember, these are best of 2s. They don't get another game after this if they win to better take this. It is actually over if they win here or they lose. That's the end. They have to understand. I think they have to understand one thing, and never mind, Swain might die here.
Swain and Aurelia is picking a fight, but Aurelia is not going to commit. Meanwhile, however, we do see some posturing down from the mid side. Ivern is still in his jungle, so I'm kind of surprised that they didn't hit the go button there 3v4 with Baron. However, they will respect that they didn't know where the Ivern was at and just kind of start whittling down in the mid. We do see the Gator. He is going to land his stun onto the tree. However, that is not the target. We do see Mumu coming in from the side. However, his team had backed up, and he's going to move away. And Aurelia is still playing with the Swain up top by herself. It looks like they're just going to try to get some vision around Dragon. And I don't like this. They have Baron. and they're not really pushing it. I'm not a big fan of this decision. However, they're trying to play it more safe.
Arguably,
Traces.
yeah. I mean, it's just they may be afraid of the team fight, especially with Ivern being as strong as he is. I mean, he can just provide such fast shields, and Janna along with him. They're kind of more of a pick comp, arguably. Okay, there's the quick blades I was talking about, but this Caitlyn has 3 items. I mean, it doesn't help she has like almost three times the assists that the Honey Badger does. But this is going to be an awkward fight. Someone has to answer Swain, you would assume, but I think we're just going to get a fight here, to be honest with
I
you.
think we're going to see a 5v4 here. I would like to see them start before
There it is.
Maokai ult, and yeah, here comes the Swain. He's going to teleport on top. Rel is already chunked down really low. Mumu is
Holy
on
crap.
the run, and wow, look at that Swain ult on top. However, the Aurelia is going to land stun on the Swain
Got
and finish
exhausted.
this Daisy and this Caitlyn just running them over. Xayah gets a triple kill stolen from her, and Caitlyn gets a triple kill for herself. And thank you very much.
Yeah, and then she just kind of run it down here, not like literally but figuratively. They should just push it down here in the mid lane. Top lane is already prepped by Swain earlier. That's why he TP'd to that fight. So they're feeling really good, and this is also the scaling of Swain, mind you. Just because he was 1 in 5 or 0-5 earlier, I think those ping, because I noticed that that Redbeard pinged him. He's like, "Hey man, pick it up." He's like, "I bet," and then he picked it up. So Swain's in a really good position at the moment. He's feeling very good, really strong 3 items as well. Caitlyn also 3 items as well. And it's just this point, I mean, there's just too much consistent damage, I will say. And this is also the threat of them being all AD, I will also add. So once again, they kind of got bit in the butt with drafting all of this AD, and they just can't get to this Caitlyn. They peel for her so well. Swain just pops R, they can't move, especially with the Rileys in there. And Maokai and Ivern are doing
They have the
whatever they want.
Janna, followed by the Janna ult. So yeah, this is very hard for them to kind of get in and stay in. Aurelia is kind of the only, and Mumu. I don't feel the Gator is really offering anything at this point. I mean, he's farming well, but outside of that, he's just not been very impactful in the game. And unfortunately for Xayah, like they just have been able to focus her and get her out and kill her before the fight really happens.
Mm-hmm. So, kind of unfortunate. And I this might be gearing up to be like probably one of the last few fights in the game. I mean, unless Aurelia does something huge here, I don't expect too much.
We do see the Gator getting caught and stunned, and Maokai just charging forward. Caitlyn just firing shots. That ultimate
Oh my
combo.
goodness.
The Rel comes in
Wait.
late, is able to land a stun.
Xayah's
However,
dead,
the
though.
Aurelia is going to get the kill onto the Caitlyn, and then she's going to just die to all this damage. And then this poor Mumu just can't finish it off. And again, Ivern with
He's not
another
alive.
double kill. So, I mean, Aurelia did get the Caitlyn once again, but again, Aurelia finished off Caitlyn, and the rest of the team falls for it. So,
Okay.
just
I thought this was going to be very slow, but this will be the Baron going over. This will set up them arguably having full control. It just, yeah, like I said, there's just all this armor from drafting just all AD, and it's not paying dividends for the side of TDBYOB. So Baron Buddy's in firm control. I would say firm control, honestly. They're in a good position right now. They're 8,000 gold up, a little less than, so like 7,500. And they're looking to kind of cement what will be clinching first place, I think. 2 minutes till the next Drake. They're going to reset, spend their items. Caitlyn has 4 items now, mind you.
4 items,
4
50
items.
plus CS on Xayah, and way more KP on that Caitlyn versus that Xayah. Unfortunately, the Xayah is just not really her fault. She should have had 3 kills early. She should have been able to have a good snowball. She was denied, and then she's been kind of just starved since. So unfortunate for her. Ivern is just running around at 10-0. I keep telling folks, Ivern is super strong right now, guys, for a jungle pick. The changes to him just across the board with the changes they had to make to Daisy just make him super strong. He's just in a good spot.
And they just have to kind of push their advantage right now. It looks like they're going with the classic 4-1. I'm assuming it is going to be 4-1. Swain's split pushing, my apologies, in the top lane, setting up the top wave to kind of just be at the tower, and he will just kind of guide the minions in, get them buffed up briefly, and they'll just kind of walk it into the tower. Aurelia is going to get there and clear that wave, and at this point, it's just setting up for the Drake, I believe.
Chemtech Soul is good here. When the soul works as followed, when they get the soul, they get extra tenacity, which is honestly huge. Not granted, there is a lot of CC on the side of BYOB, but that extra tenacity, and I believe, oh goodness, what else does the dragon do? Come on,
It's got a
hover over.
few for the heal percentages.
God, it won't hover over it, but I'll hover all the other stuff, which kind of sucks. I'll just hover over when BB gets it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say BB gets it. There's no way that that BYOB can confidently fight this. I mean, it's just they wait. I won't say they waited too long. It's just that BB scaled. They played the long con game. I will say that's how I will preface this. Is they played the long con and scaled into the game, and they've done it very well. I mean, Aurelia is still a threat. I will say she has the chainsword now to cut some of the healing from the Maokai and the Swain. But this is going to be dire here. 14 seconds to the Drake. They have vision. They are aware. Trap net or trap pool also set up as well.
You also have the bot wave being pushed in.
Yep.
So any delay here with that lane pushing in, we can see some shenanigans from Swain. We do see the posturing. We do see the Daisy. We do see poor Mumu already chunked out 40% right there, and just the damage just coming out. The Maokai lands, and down goes the Mumu. Down is going the Janna from the Crocodile. However, again, the damage just coming out, they can't stop it. The Caitlyn is able to secure the Quadra kill on top. The Swain will teleport down bottom and start doing damage to these inhibs, and Baron Buddies just smashing them around in that last fight, just bullied them with the damage they had coming out. That might actually be the game.
I don't see why it's not. There's still 20 seconds on Rex. I do think this actually is the end of the game. There are Demolish procs as well to aid in taking the tower, so this will be it. Caitlyn will get here. This is the game.
This is the game right here, ladies
Baron
and
Buddies
gentlemen.
will take it. Oh, they end up winning, and they will clinch first place. Well, they're gonna clear my minions first before ending the game, and just hit the nexus.
Just gotta get that CS score a little bit higher for leaderboards. That's all.
There we go. So that is a 2-0 for Baron Buddies. They will take prime control of first place. Not really too much to say after that. I mean, they just had a firm control. Actually, it started out a little dire, but then they got control. When they scaled into the game, that's when they got control. And Aurelia also doing the most damage in the game, not a surprise, but just unfortunately could not deal the appropriate damage that she needed to and get to the back line, because every time she tried, Iron was shielding her, Janna was shielding her or knocking her away. Maokai would beeline it to her to stop her. So it's just one of those unlucky games where they have too much CC to stop Aurelia, and I've been in those situations. It's not fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, the great start, BYB had some missteps in the mid game, right? They had the push mid. They could have started the Baron. They decide to misuse the Herald and then make a weird push mid that cost them. But actually, I think at that point gave Swain 2 double kills back to back when Swain was like 1 and 5, and that just allowed Swain to call back in the game, and then the triple kill over to Caitlyn, and then another double kill on the Caitlyn, and then at the end of the Quadra. So I like the adaptions in the second game from BYOB. I thought they played a much cleaner early game, able to get a lead. But unfortunately, in the mid game, they stalled out, and we just got to see the strength of this Baron Buddies team. They just stayed calm and collected and didn't give up too much. Started taking better fights, better trades. Started taking objectives and just, flipped the game on its head, and from there had control. And again, I don't like that Renekton pick. To me, it didn't really do anything. It really just kind of unfortunate.
I will say, unfortunately, and I am so sorry, both teams played well, but it was a draft gap that game. I think not drafting some sort of AP damage is kind of what was the downfall. But I mean, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to learn. So understandable, sometimes you think that something is going to go one way, but it ends up knowing. You take that, you learn from it, you kind of just move on. Like, okay, here's what we do next time. Granted, they are still the second best team, so I mean, it's nothing that they really have to worry about. So I think they will be okay. They'll learn from this. They'll know what to do next time. They will get to these teams that are, and I think they'll be back during playoffs.
Oh, 100%. I mean, both of these games went over 30 minutes. It wasn't like it was a, 15, 16-minute blowout and into the game. I mean, these games took a while to unfold. Just Baron Buddies just at the end of the day, I think had a better draft on both drafts. But I really, again, I do like the adjustments that BYOB made in that second game. They played a great second game. Unfortunately, came up a little bit short. But hey, guys, start of the week, we get 2 30-plus minute games. And we still got tomorrow to go.
Not me though. I won't be here. Someone else will. I got things I gotta go do. I got things to do tomorrow, so And then I won't be here next week because I'm on call for my job. So that's a thing that happens. That'll be fun. But that's it for me. If you have anything else, playoffs should be fun. Tomorrow there is the Gold League. And that will be a pretty exciting matchup as well. But if you've got nothing else, I think that'll do it for us, won't it?
Yes, sir. I appreciate the evening with you, and see you guys on the Rift tomorrow.
But you still run away, break hearts, save the day, restart. Be the way so dark, can't you see what's going on? You just lie so long, can't deny you're wrong. Feeling I all gone, I just wanna go alone. I'm just trying to prove that I'm the best. I don't do it for the money, for the cause, or for the chest. I got way too many people trying to put me through the test. I'm just feeling really good about myself without the rest. What you saying, what you feeling? Coming back home slowly. What you saying, what you feeling? So baby, let me know how I lost control. Save the day, restart, be the way so dark, can't you see what's going on? You just lie so long, can't deny you're wrong. Feeling I all gone, I just wanna go alone. I'm just trying to prove that I'm the best. I don't do it for the money, for the cause, or for the chest. I got way too many people trying to put me through the test. I'm just feeling really good about myself without the rest. What you saying,